Yes, is on location in Charlestown covering the NRP petition cases. And at some point during Voices, if we were lucky, he will phone in a report. So you'll get to hear exactly what's going on that side of the water. The election petition cases that came out of the elections held, the local elections held in Nevis in December. Cleone Stapleton Simmons, she actually gave an address yesterday dealing with her resignation. As if you've been following the news, you would know that there have been some dramatic moments as far as concerns the Nevis Reformation Party and selecting a leader of the opposition. So we're going to get a word from our sponsors and we're going to get the ball rolling. We're going to listen to Cleone Stapleton Simmons. But first, we're going to hear from our sponsors, TDC, Flow, and Rams. Welcome to today's edition of Voices. It's Wednesday, February 15. It's Singles Awareness Day. Did you know that? So we can talk about the politics and we can talk about love. I mean, it's Love Week. We just had Valentine's Day yesterday. And many things we can talk about. We can pretty much talk about anything. But like I said, when we come back, we will hear from Cleone Stapleton Simmons. And that will form the basis for today's discussion and anything else you want to talk about. So let's hear from our sponsors.
Breathe easy. With the holidays just over and lots of fun spent on holiday supplies, activities and gifts, how are your finances? If your answer wasn't favorable, TDC Financial Services is here to help you breathe easy. Up to $40,000 unsecured to consolidate your loans and even get a little something in your hand. No need to worry. Visit our social media pages or call 465-6516 or 469-5430 to learn more on how you can breathe easy with TDC Financial Services Limited. Terms and conditions apply.
What has you so happy?
My home internet just got upgraded, and I didn't even have to pay for it.
What? Which network you have?
Flow. Now I can get the fastest fiber internet in St. Kitts and Nevis for the lowest price.
Fastest internet for the lowest price? What's the catch?
No catch, my friend. 100 megabits per second for just $135 a month. With Flow, you truly get the best internet experience around. Switch to Flow for the fastest fiber internet at the lowest price. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
Fruta, fruta full of vitamin thing. Real fruit juice, no full of vitamin. Pop open the goodness, just dive in. Fruta every night, fruta every morning.
It's the amazing taste and quality in fruit juice you've come to know and love. Anytime, anywhere, any occasion. Fruta is your tastier, better, healthier choice.
We got the vibes, fruta. Real, real nice, fruta.
And for the families, remember to pick up the 1 liter.
It's 6 minutes after 11 o'clock. And this is Jamster, and I'm holding down on voices today. Devon Cornelius is on location, on assignment, covering the election petition case, which is being heard in the court in Charlestown today. As I intimated before, the judge had ruled that the case can be heard in open court. So we will be hearing from Devon Cornelius at some point during Voices. And of course, yesterday, elected NRP member Cleon Stapleton Simmons, she gave an address in which she talked about her resignation from the Nevis Reformation Party. I think most political junkies have been following the goings on in Nevis vis-a-vis the impasse brought about by a leader of the opposition yet to be announced by the Nevis Reformation Party. So I'm going to let you hear the national address given by Cleon Stapleton Simmons. Here it is. It's a 27-minute listen.
Fellow citizens, I bid you warmest greetings. I saw it fit at this time in my capacity as parliamentary representative for Nevis 5 and member of the opposition to address the nation in the interest of the public on the issue of the impasse as it relates to the appointment of the leader of the opposition and my suspension from the executive of the Nevis Reformation Party. I wish to thank the constituents of Nevis 5 for convincingly re-electing me as your humble servant and parliamentary representative. I am indeed honored, humbled, and grateful for this opportunity to serve you. When you re-elected me on December 12, 2022, as your representative, I pledged that I would serve you with honor, honesty, integrity, and in a principled manner. I continue to do so and shall continue to do so to the best of my ability. The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis is a multi-party parliamentary democracy which enables its citizens to elect a government of their choice. Citizens and residents on the island of Nevis was given this opportunity on the 12th day of December 2022. Following the December 12 elections, the Nevis Reformation Party, NRP, won 2 of the 5 seats, namely Nevis 4 and Nevis 5. NRP, having secured 2 of the 5 electoral seats, formed the opposition in the Nevis Island Assembly at that time, and thereby creating an occasion for the appointment of a leader of the opposition in accordance with Section 58, subsection 2 of the Constitution of St. Kitts and Nevis. Section 58, subsection 2 states that whenever there is an occasion for the appointment of a leader of the opposition, the Governor-General shall appoint the representative who appears to him or her most likely to command the support of the majority of elected representatives who do not support the government. No representative shall be eligible for appointment unless it appears to the Governor-General that the representative commands the support of at least one other representative. To put this in simple terms, there are 2 members who comprise of the opposition, and one cannot be appointed as leader of the opposition without the support of the other. At all material times, I have indicated that I fully support Honorable Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge to be the leader of the opposition. However, I did request that I would like to have a say in selecting the nominated member. I remain resolute that this was not a difficult proposal. Some may argue that the leader of the opposition has the right to nominate a senator. However, the member must first has to be appointed as leader of the opposition. This, my dear citizens, is not an absolute right nor entitlement. It requires collaboration, consensus, and compromise. It is a give and take situation. As the elected member for Nevis 5, I am of the firm view that I must always have a voice on behalf of the people who elected me to represent them, and that voice should never be muzzled nor muted in any way. A decision so important as choosing a senator requires a democratic process. Although the St. Kitts and Nevis Constitution gives the leader of the opposition the right to nominate a senator, I am certain that the authors of same did not intend a unilateral approach to the said appointment. I am certain that they must have envisioned a holistic and inclusive approach. After all, St. Kitts and Nevis is a democratic country. I could not, in good conscience, support Honorable Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge to be the leader of the opposition before the first sitting of Parliament on January 19, 2023, because of the approach and the stance that she took in relation to the nominated member. Permit me a few minutes to explain the chronological order of events that led to the impasse and events thereafter. I promise to be brief. On December 14, 2022, 2 days after the local election, I reached out to Honorable Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge to arrange a meeting to discuss the leader of the opposition and the nominated member. We met that same evening. I indicated to the Honorable Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge that if she was so inclined to permit me to be the leader of the opposition, as I was in the Parliament for almost 3 years, or if she was inclined to be the leader of the opposition, that I will fully support her, provided that we agreed that I will choose the senator, of course with guidance from herself and the party. On December 28, 2022, during a telephone conversation, Dr. Daniel Hodge stated that she saw no reason why she, as the leader of the party, should not be the leader of the opposition. I informed her that the matter was not in dispute, as I had already given the undertaking that I would support her to be the leader of the opposition as early as December 14, 2022. On December 29, 2022, the matter was raised again during an executive meeting. I reiterated several times during the meeting that I was willing to support Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge as the leader of the opposition, provided that I was able to choose the senator, and of course, with input and guidance from the party. It was clear to me that the members of the executive either did not understand my proposal or were already round-robin on the matter, as the members were adamant that the party leader should be the leader of the opposition. The meeting erupted in total chaos as members were of the view that I was being disloyal to the party. I was accused in the most insulting and inhumane manner of being a traitor and trying to destroy the party. The negative energy in the meeting could not have been a natural consequence of a suggestion made by myself as the deputy leader of the party, which in the circumstances was not unreasonable. The negative energy appeared to mirror the years of resentment towards me by some members of the executive, stemming from the leadership battle in 2020 between Honorable Daniel Hodge and myself. Of course, leading the charge was Mr. Kelvin Daly, the chairman of the St. Paul's Constituency Group, who by now all could confidently conclude that he is not a fan of myself. I can go further and state openly that from inception of my political career, I was disliked by Kemville Daly for reasons unknown to me. Despite my protest to the chairman, Mr. Hensley Daniel, not to put the matter of the leader of the opposition to a vote because the decision to support Honorable Dr. Daniel Hodge could only be made by myself as the other elected member of the opposition, and it was not necessary to do so as the matter was not in dispute. I advised the meeting that a discussion at the executive level on this matter should be merely persuasive. The chairman nevertheless ignored my requests and proceeded to allow members of the executive to vote on the matter. It became clear to me that this was a well-orchestrated plan designed by some members of the executive. I wish to inform the general public that I strongly protested against the executive voting on this matter for several reasons. Firstly, I was concerned that any future reliance on the executive decision of December 29, 2022, to coerce me to support Honorable Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge could be deemed as an infringement of my constitutional right under Section 58(2) of the St. Kitts and Nevis Constitution, which afforded me the discretion to offer my support to the other elected member to be the leader of the opposition. Secondly, I was fully aware that no decision of the executive nor the NRP's constitution can bind me as a member in parliament in circumstances where I was exercising my parliamentary duty or function in accordance with Section 58 of the St. Kitts and Nevis Constitution. Further, I was mindful that the St. Kitts and Nevis Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and any law or rule that is inconsistent or contradicts the Constitution is void to the extent of the inconsistency. Thirdly, the very same chairman, Mr. Hensley Daniel, who was chairing the meeting, was one of the persons listed by the party leader during the meeting as having an interest in being the nominated member or senator. I openly objected to the chairman being appointed as a senator for 1 year merely to qualify him for his pension, as I was of the view that that move will set the party back 50 years, and there were other avenues available to him to get his pension. I also reproved the chairman for not disclosing his interests prior to the meeting and for not recusing himself from chairing the meeting and for casting a vote knowing that he had an interest in being the senator. The glaring conflict was not only unprincipled but wrong in every sense of the word. I was fully aware that the majority of members who voted to endorse Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge as leader of the opposition were unfinancial members of the party and therefore were ineligible to vote during the said meeting, thereby breaching Article 5A of the NRP's Constitution. Therefore, rendering the December 29th decision null and void and of no binding effect, as the chairman did not take any remedial steps during the meeting, immediately thereafter, or to date to rectify the breach. I will revert on this point later in this address. Having received notice that the first sitting of Parliament was scheduled for January 19, 2023, I reached out to Honorable Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge to finalize the selection of the senator. We discussed putting a rubric or criteria in place to guide the selection process, which we eventually did. At that time, she also sent me the final list of names that were suggested for the senator, and I observed that an additional name was added to the original 9 names which were disclosed during the December 29th meeting of the executive. We met on Friday, 13th January 2023 to discuss the matter, and at that time we had narrowed the list down to 2 persons. I recommended Renaldon Bartlett. Most of you may know him as DJ X-Ray, and Honorable Dr. Daniel Hodge recommended Miss Carlin Merchant. I had no objections to Miss Merchant, save and except that I was of the view that the nominated member should at the very least be a member of the party or be in some way a supporter of the party. I admitted to Honorable Dr. Daniel Hodge that I did not know Miss Merchant's political allegiance, as I have never seen her around the party, or at least within the past 2 years, nor during the 4 consecutive elections that NRP recently contested. On the other hand, I knew Mr. Renaldon Bartlett, and I knew him to be an avid supporter of the Nevis Reformation Party for many years. I was of the view that Mr. Bartlett was a good candidate for a senator, as he was a member of the St. Paul's constituency group, and he had shown an interest in being a candidate for Nevis 1. He had also served as the office administrator in the office of the opposition during Mr. Joseph Parry and myself time. I was also of the view that a young male in Parliament complementing the 2 elected females was a good image for the party to show gender balance and equality and diversification of talents. I am not interested in political power. I am for people empowerment, especially for ordinary citizens in this country and those who come from humble beginnings. I saw potential in this young man to be given the opportunity to serve his country and party by being appointed as a senator. We must, as leaders, always pave the way to create opportunities for the young people to become exposed and to develop, especially our young males. Despite the Honorable Dr. Daniel Hodge and I best efforts in trying to choose a senator, we simply could not agree for different reasons. I therefore suggested that the matter should be taken to the executive body for a wider discussion, as I was of the view that a more holistic approach was necessary. During the executive meeting of December 29th, I informed the meeting that if we were unable to decide on a senator within reasonable time, I would have to write to the Governor General, as I was obliged to inform him that I did not support the other elected member to be the leader of the opposition. Otherwise, he would naturally presume that the support is given or commanded. I wrote to the Governor General indicating same on January 17, 2023 at approximately 1:36 p.m. At 2 p.m. on that same day, I received a text message from Honorable Daniel Hodge indicating that I should call her urgently. Then I received another message at 3:35 p.m. from Honorable Daniel Hodge stating that she sent me a correspondence via email and I should sign it if I had no difficulty. I did not see the messages from Daniel Hodge until about 6 p.m. that same evening when I returned to my law office, as I was out of office and I did not get an opportunity to check my messages during the time I was out. I quickly checked my email and retrieved the letter from Daniel Hodge addressed to the Governor General stating that I support her as the member for number 4 to be the leader of the opposition. The letter was signed by Dr. Daniel Hodge, and a blank space was provided for my signature. I immediately called Honorable Daniel Hodge and asked her if we had resolved the selection of the senator issue. She stated that she indicated to me that she chose Miss Merchant to be the senator. I told her that we clearly did not have a meeting of the mind, and I couldn't in good conscience support Miss Merchant to be the senator for reasons that I had previously disclosed. I reiterated that the matter should be taken to the executive of the party for a wider discussion. On January 19, 2023, both Daniel Hodge and myself were sworn in as members of the opposition during the first parliamentary sitting. That same date, known supporters took to social media to express their frustrations. I was publicly maligned and attacked by key supporters of Honorable Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge for taking the stance that I took. And the said abuse continues to date without any interference from the party leader or the chairman of the party. On January 20th, 2023, I was served with a letter by the High Court bailiff from the party's chairman, Mr. Hensley Daniel, stating that he bring to my attention the decision of the executive and at its meeting on December 29, 2022, to support Honorable Daniel Hodge as the leader of the opposition. The letter stated that I had breached Article 6 of the NRP's Constitution, which states that all members of the party are under a duty to carry out all party decisions and instructions at all times. A copy of the draft letter that Honorable Daniel Hodge wrote to the Governor General was attached, and I was asked to sign the letter and return it to the party's headquarters by 4 p.m. on Wednesday, 25th January 2023. I totally disregard the letter because I was of the firm view that the executive decision was null and void for reasons explained earlier, and the party's constitution had no binding effect on me in executing a parliamentary function or duty. One avid supporter of the Nevis Reformation Party contacted me to inquire whether I was interested in participating in a mediation to resolve the senator issue. I quickly agreed, and a mediation meeting was held on January 29, 2023. We were unable to agree amicably to resolve the senator issue with a compromise. However, we both agreed that we will look at other persons. I disclosed the names of 2 additional persons during the mediation meeting, whilst Honorable Daniel Hodge requested more time to consider other options. The negotiation process, as far as I was aware, was expected to continue until the matter was resolved, at least prior to the next sitting of Parliament, which was scheduled for February 20th, 2023. I made every attempt to resolve the matter amicably, so that both myself and the other elected member can be comfortable with the choice of the senator. However, Honorable Daniel Hodge, the party chairman, and other members of the executive were busy taking all necessary actions to have me removed from the party. A meeting of the party's General Council was held on January 30th, 2023, to establish a disciplinary committee. The delegates at the meeting voted accordingly, and a 5-member disciplinary committee was established to discipline me as the elected member for Nevis 5 for failing to support the party leader, Honorable Janice Daniel Hodge, to be the leader of the opposition in the Nevis Island Assembly. On February 8, 2023, I received a notice from the General Secretary of the party, Miss Angelica Elliott, stating that the Executive Committee submitted a complaint to the recently established Disciplinary Committee on February 8, 2023, and in light of that fact, the Executive Committee has taken the decision to suspend me from all matters related to the party pending the outcome of an investigation. I wish to advise the general public that the executive body of the Nevis Reformation Party breached its own party's constitution on December 29th. The decision of the executive was void, as the majority of the members who voted in the said meeting were not financial members of the party, and therefore were not eligible to vote in the said meeting. Additionally, the complaints made by the executive body are false and of no merit. Further, as an elected member of the Parliament and a citizen of St. Kitts and Nevis and a justice of the peace, I have a legitimate expectation to natural justice and due process of the law, which I was deprived of by members of the Nevis Reformation Party. The general public is further advised that I intend to exercise every legal remedy available to me under the laws of St. Kitts and Nevis to ensure that justice is served. To the good people of St. Thomas's Parish, I wish for you to know that it was always my intention to serve you and the people of Nevis in a principled manner and with the highest level of integrity as your area representative. I pledge to do my best to continue to build St. Thomas's Parish and to advocate for changes that will help to enhance your standard of living and provide you with a more comfortable life. I will continue to serve you in the Nevis Island Assembly as an independent member of the opposition. I promise to continue to grow the Lowland Community Foundation, and I look forward to partnering with both government and non-governmental agencies to develop community-centered projects in St. Thomas's. I wish to thank all of you for your outpour of love and support. To every person who called or texted me and who took the time out to visit me to show support during this whole ordeal, I say thank you. To my very strong support base, I really couldn't do this without your love, support, and guidance. Thank you for believing in me even during my darkest moments. To my many advisors, both legal and otherwise, I say thank you for your advice and guidance. To my husband, my family members, and my close friends, and my very special mother dearest, thank you for your love and support. I express profound thanks to my supporters on social media and other forms of media outlet. Thank you for defending me. Last, but certainly not least, I wish to thank God Almighty for giving me the strength and courage to endure. I take this opportunity to wish one and all a happy Valentine's Day. May God continue to bless us all.
And that was Cleon Stapleton Simmons. That was an address she gave yesterday on Valentine's Day with reference to her suspension and subsequent resignation. It's 11:35. I'm going to take a quick commercial break. Once again, we have to say thank you to our sponsors. They are Rams, TDC, and Flow. And Devon Cornelius will be calling me at some point to apprise us of goings on in Charlestown, in the Charlestown courthouse, as the election petition proceeds. So we'll be hearing from Devon at some point. Let's go take a break, and we'll come back and take your calls. And like I said, we'll be hearing from Devon Cornelius from Charlestown.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
TDC for service, TDC for quality. TDC your company, TDC for service, TDC for quality. TDC your company. Together we succeed, building a strong community, pressing onward to our destiny. One love, one family. Together we succeed. Let the whole world see. Yes, this is 50.
You hear that? That's unlimited WhatsApp and Facebook messaging with Flow's unlimited super combo prepaid plan.
Music to my ears. I can do everything in it.
Yep, all you want. Have endless fun when you activate a 7-day plan for just $25. Enjoy 10 gigs of endless data for all your pics, GIFs, stickers, voice notes, voice calls, docs, and even video calls. Do all you want with unlimited WhatsApp and Facebook messaging on Flow's unlimited super combo prepaid plans. Switch to Flow today. Conditions apply.
So check it out.
And Voices continues. You heard from Cleon Stapleton Simmons. We also have the election petition case happening in Charlestown at the moment. We will be hearing from Devon Cornelius at some point, but you're free to call and we can discuss. We can talk about SKN politics vis-a-vis the election petition case taking place in Charlestown. And even what you just heard from Cleon Stapleton Simmons. Also, we just wrapped up Valentine's. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. And today is a relatively new observance which started in 2005. It's called Singles Awareness Day. And sadly, those words spell those words spell sad. Well, the first letters in those words spell sad. Coincidence? Probably. But yeah, so it's Singles Awareness Day. We've got political intrigue on the way. And we know you guys have stuff you want to talk about, so give us a call. We can talk about the political impasse taking place at the moment. Still no leader of the opposition presented for the Nevis Island Assembly. And once again, mentioning the fact that we have the election petition case being heard before the judge in Charlestown this morning. Devon Cornelius is on location, and at some point he will give us a call and let us know what's going down. But the numbers are 466-0989, 662-0989, and 762-0989. So give us a call if you you have something you want to talk about. Be it politics, be it love, be it romance, anything that's on your mind. Everything is fair game. So give us a call. I had a message I had a message from someone who said he's saying as a result of Cleon's exit, and if CCM retains the 2 seats being challenged in court, NRP will not have an opposition leader and or senator. I find the timing of her address interesting, the night before the election hearing. So, yeah. And continuing, if the reasons she gave in her release are truthful, to me the executive is unscrupulous and the party is not ready for island governance. They did not expect their actions to become public. The chairman wants to be senator to get his pension. So that's the opening batsman, and that was via WhatsApp. So anyone else who wants to weigh in, the numbers are 466-0989, 762-0989, and 662-0989 on voices. It's 11:42, and I await your calls. I also await a weigh-in from Devon Cornelius on location, on assignment at the courthouse in Charlestown as the election petition case unfolds. So we await your calls. Okay, so you just heard what that commenter said concerning the NRP intrigue. So I don't really have an opinion at this moment, but I'll keep some of my opinions to myself. But you are free to share yours. Now, yesterday we had an unfortunate shooting in the Irishtown area, and as a result, the Irishtown Primary School announced that they were closing until further notice. And the Ministry of Education also put out a statement saying that they, as part of the statement, also made known their condemnation of all acts of violence, and they also extended their condolences to the family. We'll be bringing more details on this story as it unfolds. Another disturbing trend over the last few days. Oh, but yes, the last few weeks. You know, the year is just about 6 weeks old, and we're observing a disturbing trend line. You know, the shootings and the violent crimes seem to be on the rise. We've already had some deaths, sadly, and it's cause for concern this early in the year, and we already have, I'm not sure of the exact number, but one is too many. So let me hear your calls, 466-0989, 662-0989, and 762-0989. So you can weigh in and let us hear what you have to say. In addition, we're standing by to hear from Devon Cornelius in Charlestown. All right, so until we get some calls, I think I'm gonna go and hear from the sponsors because they pay the bills around here. Voices returns.
Hello.
Girl Jean,
What's up, girl? Talk to me.
you know I'm working hard on being even more active, right? So we're going to the TDC Home and Building Depot to get a blender, weights, a yoga mat, and a bike for Clive too.
You serious? Something keeping there?
Yes, girl, all month long. Shop in store, get 20% in savings on health and wellness products like blenders, juicers, air fryers, waist trainers, and more.
Girl, Betty, you're joking.
I don't have time for jokes. Get yourself sorted because in February we're staying active with TDC HBD.
Yes, girl.
Yeah. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Fruta full of vitamin thing. Real fruit juice, not full of vitamin. Pop open the goodness, just dive in. Fruta every night, fruta every morning.
It's the amazing taste and quality in fruit juice you've come to know and love. Anytime, anywhere, any occasion. Fruta is your tastier, better, healthier choice.
We got the vibes, fruta. Real nice, fruta.
And for the families, remember to pick up the 1 liter.
What has you so happy?
My home internet just got upgraded, and I didn't even have to pay for it.
What? Which network you have?
Flow, now I can get the fastest fiber internet in St. Kitts and Nevis for the lowest price.
Fastest internet for the lowest price? What's the catch?
No catch, my friend. 100 megabits per second for just $135 a month. With Flow, you truly get the best internet experience around. Switch to Flow for the fastest fiber internet at the lowest price. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
It's 13 minutes until 12 o'clock, and as I await your calls, we're going to go straight to the calls as we just have a call come in. Caller, go right ahead. Hello, caller. Hello. Okay, no caller, but we await your calls. 4660989, 6620989, and 7620989. And once again, we're going to be standing by to hear from Devon Cornelius. He's on assignment at the courthouse in Charlestown as the election petition case tabled by the NRP. Of course, we had local elections in December, and the NRP tabled some objections to the results of that election, and the hearing is happening as we speak. So we will hear from Devon Cornelius. He will tell us what's going on at the court. Okay, so I'm hearing from Devon. He will be calling any second now. So Devon, you can go ahead and call. Yes, and of course we're also taking your calls as well. But I just heard from Devon that he is calling. So let's see if this is him. Okay, caller, you're on the air. Go right ahead.
Hi, Jamster, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
I'm calling you for WINNFM. So I am here on the island of Nevis at the Theodore L. UC Court building where the election petitions are being heard. Two election petitions were filed by representatives of the Nevis Reformation Party, Dr. Patricia Bartlett and Ms. Shady Keynes. Dr. Bartlett is challenging the results in the Nevis 2 constituency, whilst Ms. Keynes is challenging the results in the Nevis 1 constituency. The matters are being heard before High Court Judge Justice Patrick Thompson Jr. As it is right now, the lawyers for the petitioners, for the petitioner, Ms. Keynes, are arguing that her petition was filed within the 21-day window, and they counted specific dates. As you know, in the month of December and in January, there were a number of public holidays, such as Christmas Day, New Year's Day, and then there were some holidays that were declared by the government, and of course they counted the holiday after the election. And so they argue that in the 21 actually on the 21st day, the lawyers on the other side argue that the case was not filed within the 21 day window.
Devon, I wonder if you can back up. And there was we kind of lost you there for a bit. I think probably transmission reception problems.
Oh,
So if you
Can
can
you
go back,
know?
if you can go back, yeah, I'm hearing you loud and clear. Now. If you can go back where you were talking about the lawyer's arguments concerning the holidays, so you could go from there because that's where it kind of went after that. It kind
All
of
right.
went.
As I was saying, the lawyers for the petitioner, Ms. J.D. Keynes, argue that her petition was filed in good time, as the lawyers opposite are saying. Not the lawyers are saying that it was filed within the 21-day window, and they reference the public holidays. Public holidays that were declared by the government. You would recall that we had public holidays in December and public holidays in January. The lawyers on the other side are saying no, and so off of their tabulation, they're saying that the petition was filed 1 day late, and so that is not a matter being discussed.
Okay, the last thing I heard before you fell into a black hole again, you said the lawyers were arguing that the petitions were filed 1 day late. So go from there. You went into a black hole there for a sec again.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I
No
don't know.
problem.
I don't understand why it's falling out. So, yes, arguing that it was filed, the lawyers for the other side. However, the lawyers for the petitioner, Ms. Keynes, argue that it was filed within the 21-day window because of the holidays. Are you hearing me clearly?
Yes, I am.
All right. So that is the first issue. The other issue is whether the court has the jurisdiction to throw out the strike application, because what is happening now is that the judge is hearing whether or not these applications thrown out, strike out. And so that is now the other conversation or argument being had as it is right now. I stepped out of the court to give this update, so I don't have much information on that I just mentioned, but I'll be heading back in shortly to get more information, and I will provide a more detailed report in the second hour of the Voices program. But in a nutshell, the case is ongoing, and they're arguing whether or not it was within the correct time, whether it be 21 days or 22 days. Because of the holidays, they're arguing that, the holidays, public holidays, that it's within the 21-day window.
Yeah, I get you. I get that. Okay. Well, I really appreciate it. I know you said you're going to head back inside. So what's your sense? Do you get any sense as to perhaps, sometimes lawyers kind of, well, I was going to say tell on themselves, but I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, if you remember when we had the Privy Council story, you kind of knew where it was going to go based on the questions that the Privy Council judges asked. So were you able to get a sense of, at least just your sense of where things might be going?
It is hard to say. I think both sides are presenting sound arguments, and they are referencing parts of the Constitution and the National Assembly Elections Act. And so I would say that it's hard to react this because both sides are really presenting sound arguments. I would say it is now in the hands of the court, it is now in the hands of the judge to decide whether or not that particular case was filed within the time. You would notice that I did not mention the case with Dr. Patricia Bartlett. The lawyers did not seek to challenge whether or not her case was filed within good time. I think that's an issue related to that one. But I can't see where it will go. It is too early to say.
Okay, I figured. Okay, so I'm going to let you go back inside. Okay, that was Devon Calinius. Thanks, Devon. Really appreciate it. At least we, on this side of the channel, have a grasp on what's unfolding over there. And we await more from you later on in the afternoon. Okay,
right,
Devon.
So I'm heading right now, and I'll call you in the second hour.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Take care.
Okay. So that was Devon Cornelius calling us from I'm assuming somewhere in the vicinity of the courtroom in Charlestown. And we will be hearing more from him as things unfold. So I'm going to take a quick break. We have about 4 minutes until news time, but this is a good time to get a word from our sponsors, TDC, Flow, and Rams.
You found the sound. 98.9 Win FM.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust. To secure your investment, you need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind.
You're always safe with us.
You hear that? That's unlimited WhatsApp and Facebook messaging with Flow's unlimited super combo prepaid plan.
Music to my ears. I can do everything in it.
Yep, all you want. Have endless fun when you activate a 7-day plan for just $25. Enjoy 10 gigs of endless data for all your pics, GIFs, stickers, voice notes, voice calls, docs, and even video calls. Do all you want with unlimited WhatsApp and Facebook messaging on Flow's unlimited super combo prepaid plans. Switch to Flow today. Conditions apply.
So check it out. Fruta. Fruta full of vitamin thing. Real fruit juice. Not full of vitamin. Pop open the goodness, just dive in. Fruta every night, fruta every morning.
It's the amazing taste and quality in fruit juice you've come to know and love. Anytime, anywhere, any occasion. Fruta is your tastier, better, healthier choice.
We got the vibes, fruta. Real, real nice, fruta.
And for the families, remember to pick up the 1 liter.
It's 11:58, and we heard from Devon Cornelius just before the break. We've got about 2 minutes until news time, but I can always squeeze in a call if anyone wants to weigh in on any of these issues that have unfolded since we started at 11 o'clock. It's the day after Valentine. Love continues just as political intrigue does. So if anyone wants to call at this time, and yes, someone does want to call, so let's go to the phone lines. Hey, caller, go right ahead. Hello, caller. Okay, so that person might be having some trouble with the phone lines. So, okay, I can try and squeeze in one more call before news time, but just give me a call at 466-0989, 662-0989, and 762-0989. Well, look at the time. It's 12 noon, so we're gonna go to the Win FM headline news, and we will be back after the newscast, and we will continue voices on the other side. It's 12 o'clock.
You found the sound. 98.9 Win FM.
We now bring you the headline news. The headline news is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, KDP Enterprises, Carib Brewery, the ICDF Taiwan Technical Mission, and NHC.
NHC TVC is helping you to pay less in 2023. Having difficulties keeping up to date with your mortgage? Make an appointment to speak with your account manager today and learn how you can pay less. Our refinancing program will give you the opportunity to pay as low as $300 a month. Call us 466-4701 or visit our office at East Park Range. Pay less, worry less with NHC refinancing program that's designed with you in mind. Offer valid from February 1st to June 30th.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Delisle Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured. Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
The Taiwan Technical Mission, in collaboration with the Department of Environment, continues to seek the partnership of the public in this recycling initiative. Collect and bring your plastic bottles, metal and aluminum cans at any of our collection points in St. Kitts and Nevis. In St. Kitts, visit us at Buckley's across the road from Best Buy Supermarket, in Dieppe Bay on the lawn westward of the football playing field, and in the vicinity of Connery Roundabout. In Nevis, the collection points are Old Artisan Village, Big Six, Delta Petroleum, and X-Petrol. Do visit our Facebook and Instagram pages called Let's Recycle in St. Kitts and Nevis and Department of Environment, St. Kitts, for more information on the collection schedule for these recycling points. In St. Kitts, you can call the Department of Environment at 466-8535, and for Nevis, call Nevis Solid Waste Management at 869-469-1762. Let's recycle in St. Kitts and Nevis as we work towards establishing a more friendly place.
With the Win Headline News, I am Kevon Brown.
And I am Yolana Weeks.
Making the headlines, Cleone Stapleton Simmons gives her side of the Nevis Reformation Party impasse.
First responders on Nevis participate in emergency medical responder training.
Woman gunned down in Irish town community identified as Dahlia Hanley. Trinidad and Tobago said it is prepared to assist CARICOM countries to develop energy sectors, and Suriname president said his country is open to doing business in the sector as well. Internationally, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine said that Norfolk Southern was responsible for a train derailment in Ohio, where toxic chemicals were released and nearly 2,000 residents evacuated. Now, the details. Cleone Stapleton Simmons, the elected representative for Nevis 5, in a national address to the Federation, officially addressed her suspension.
I was publicly maligned and attacked by key supporters of Honorable Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge for taking the stance that I took. And the said abuse continues to date without any interference from the party leader or the chairman of the party.
Stapleton Simmons was suspended following a statement from the Nevis Reformation Party's leader, Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge, elected representative for Nevis 4 on February 10th. The elected representative in her address reiterated language in the Federation's constitution that speaks to the appointment of the leader of the opposition, and that the leader needs to command the support of the majority of other elected representatives. It should be noted that Stapleton Simmons has not officially shown her support by signing the letter sent to the Governor-General naming Daniel Hodge as the leader of the opposition, although she has publicly stated her support of the party leader, including in her national address, with a caveat.
At all material times, I have indicated that I fully support Honorable Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge to be the leader of the opposition. However, I did request that I would like to have a say in selecting the nominated member. I remain resolute that this was not a difficult proposal. Some may argue that the leader of the opposition has the right to nominate a senator. However, the member must first has to be appointed as leader of the opposition. This, my dear citizens, is not an absolute right nor entitlement. It requires collaboration, consensus, and compromise. It is a give and take situation.
Stapleton Simmons went on to indicate that she was unhappy with the way Daniel Hodge went about choosing a senator before she officially became the leader of the opposition.
I could not, in good conscience, support Honorable Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge to be the leader of the opposition before the first sitting of Parliament on January 19, 2023, because of the approach and the stance that she took in relation to the nominated member.
The suspended deputy leader, in her view of the chronological stream of events that led to the impasse, shared that she expressed her desire to choose the senator several times. However, the suggestion fell on deaf ears.
On December 29, 2022, the matter was raised again during an executive meeting. I reiterated several times during the meeting that I was willing to support Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge as the leader of the opposition, provided that I was able to choose the senator, and of course, with input and guidance from the party. It was clear to me that the members of the executive either did not understand my proposal or were already round-robin on the matter, as the members were adamant that the party leader should be the leader of the opposition. The meeting erupted in total chaos as members were of the view that I was being disloyal to the party. I was accused in the most insulting and inhumane manner of being a traitor and trying to destroy the party.
Stapleton Simmons alleged that there were years of resentment aimed at her from some members of the NRP executive, stemming from the leadership battle in 2020 between Daniel Hodge and Stapleton Simmons, the former being victorious. Other issues outlined in the statement by Stapleton Simmons include the NRP executive voting on who should be the leader of the opposition, the NRP executive voting on who the appointed senator would be, and the NRP chairman being considered for the position of senator. The elected representative in Nevis 5 in her address named Ronaldo Bartlett, suggested by Stapleton Simmons, and Curlin Merchant, suggested by Daniel Hodge, as the two contenders for the appointment of senator. Stapleton Simmons did not support Merchant for senator because she did not know her political allegiance and did not recognize her as an active member or supporter of the NRP. She went on to explain her choice of Bartlett as he was an active member and a young man worth the opportunity. The impasse continued, and Stapleton Simmons suggested bringing the matter to the NRP executive for discussion. The executive met and threw their support behind Daniel Hodge as the leader. Stapleton Simmons was asked to sign the letter to the Governor General and was informed she was in breach of NRP's constitution to support party decisions. A disciplinary committee was convened and is conducting an investigation. Following the investigation, they will decide on the fate of its deputy leader. Stapleton Simmons says she intends to exercise every legal remedy available to her, and thus the turmoil with the NRP continues.
Emergency medical responders EMR in Nevis are set to benefit from a new training initiative. A 3-week-long EMR training course started February 13 to March 3, 2023. During the opening ceremony of the EMR training, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Ms. Shalissa Martin, confirmed that several responder groups will be participating in the initiative. The groups include the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, St. Kitts and Nevis Fire and Rescue Services, St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force, the Community Emergency Response Team, Nevis Red Cross, Nevis Disaster Management Department, medical officers at the Flamboyant Nursing Home, and other emergency medical technicians. Martin said the emergency medical response training will equip participants with the necessary skills to conduct scene assessment, provide effective on-scene pre-hospital care, and organize for the safe transport of victims to hospital for further intervention. Some of the topics to be covered are lifting and moving of patients, airway and ventilation, circulatory system and cardiac emergencies, CPR and automated external defibrillation, communication and documentation, shock, bleeding and soft tissues trauma injuries, medical emergencies and poisonings, incident command and multiple casualty incidents, disaster response, terrorism and special operations, and access and extrication, amongst others. All participants are required to complete a final practical evaluation and written examinations, which will be followed by a certification ceremony for all successful participants. The facilitators for the EMR training are Mrs. Anne Gurgel, a member of the Four Seasons Homeowners Foundation, Dr. Florel Hobson, Acting Medical Chief of Staff at the Alexandra Hospital, and Miss Gracelyn Hanley, Assistant Matron. A similar training was conducted in St. Kitts from March to June 2022 for members of the fire services and the police force. It was spearheaded by the Division of Health Sciences at the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College. 30 police and fire officers graduated from the course.
Police have identified the young woman, a security guard, who was the victim of a fatal shooting incident at the Irishtown Primary School on February 14th as 51-year-old Dahlia Hanley of Limekeel. According to the police, at approximately 4:10 p.m., gunshots were heard in the vicinity of the Irishtown Primary School. During community policing operations, officers on patrol in the area responded. A chase and search ensued. Several suspects were apprehended and are presently in police custody. Hanley was shot dead on the school grounds, and sources indicate that a stray bullet may have struck her as assailants ran through the school. In light of the shooting incident, the Ministry of Education shared that the Irishtown Primary School would immediately be closed for face-to-face instruction. The ministry said the closure would allow the staff and students to receive compassionate care. At the same time, it allows for the authorities to investigate the shooting. An update on the school closure is expected by Friday, February 17th, 2023. Investigations into the matter are ongoing. More on this as information becomes available. In regional news, Trinidad and Tobago said it is prepared to assist CARICOM countries to develop energy sectors, and Suriname president said his country is open to doing business in the sector as well. Those reports and more from Carib Update.
Trinidad and Tobago on Tuesday said it is prepared to assist CARICOM countries further develop their oil and gas industries and has taken a deliberate policy to engage its regional neighbors in the development of economic cooperation in the energy sector. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, addressing the opening of Guyana's International Energy Conference and Expo, told more than 1,200 delegates that crude oil has become a focal point with major discoveries in Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana, Belize, and Trinidad and Tobago. He told the conference that fossil fuels, namely oil and gas, will remain the dominant energy source in the near to medium term. Rowley said global trends such as climate change are forcing a rethinking of investment, especially in the light of a reshuffling of global economic activity and significant demand growth in the developing world. And Suriname President Chandrika Prasad Santokhi on Tuesday said his country is open to doing business in all streams of the oil and gas sector, as he underscored the importance of the sector to the socio-economic development of the country. Addressing the 2023 International Energy Conference and Expo in Guyana, Santokhi, in a virtual address to the delegates, also urged closer collaboration with Guyana on developing the oil and energy sector. Santokhi said Suriname is also currently in the process of developing its offshore oil and gas resources to provide energy security, which will create jobs and promote economic growth. U.S. federal agents have arrested 4 suspects in Florida on charges of playing key role in the plot of the 2021 assassination of Haitian President Jovenel Moïse. The arrests were made in Miami on Tuesday. Moïse's murder in 2021 left a political vacuum in the Caribbean nation and emboldened powerful gangs who serve as de facto authorities in large parts of the country's capital. 7 individuals were previously in U.S. custody in connection with the murder, according to the Justice Department. Among them is a U.S. financier living in Florida. Walter Ventimiller was charged with conspiracy to kill or kidnap a person outside of U.S., among other charges. His attorney, Tamar Kudman, said he will be pleading not guilty to both charges. Former Grenada Foreign Minister Peter David said he thinks the adjustment of the U.S. E2 visa arrangements could potentially harm Grenada's intake through its CBI program. In 1989, Grenada has signed the E2 Investor Treaty with the U.S., allowing Grenadians to be admitted to the U.S. upon investing a substantial amount of capital in a U.S. business. But the U.S. made a recent adjustment, saying people with Grenada passports would have had to be residents on the island for at least 3 years prior to being able to access the E2 visa arrangement. On Monday, Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell says he does not think the development will affect the CBI's intake this year. David said the facility was a particular draw that none of the competing programs in the region had. He said given the development, Grenada will also now have to make sure that it improves the efficiency of how the program is executed to ensure the island stays with the competition. A former Grenada MP is back in the contention by New National Party leader that it should not hold a convention soon. Lorena Waldron, who had fallen out of grace with NNP leader Dr. Keith Mitchell, has been informally recruited by the former Prime Minister to mobilize supporters in St. Andrews Northwest, party sources have said. On Tuesday, she went on her social media page to defend reports that Dr. Mitchell is pushing against the party holding a convention this year amidst increasing evidence that he will stay on as leader. Doc, remember we are with you all the way, Waldron said in a post from her Facebook under the report about the former Prime Minister's meeting with selected activists in rural St. Patrick's on the weekend. Waldron complained, and I quote, "Every time you all get a chance to speak with him, it's about convention," unquote. She repeated the contention by Dr. Mitchell that the urgency now is to fight against what they claimed is the victimization by the current administration. Organizers report that the former Prime Minister is to meet with another set of selected activists in St. Patrick's East next week, to which its standard bearer there, Pamela Moses, is not expected to attend. New National Party General Secretary Roland Bowler has said late last year that the party will hold a convention in the first half of 2023, but there has been no organization for such a meeting.
We now bring you these international reports.
Railway company Norfolk Southern will stay at the site of a train derailment in Ohio where toxic chemicals were released until, quote, absolutely everything is clean. That's what Ohio's Governor Mike DeWine said on Tuesday after the incident forced nearly 2,000 residents to be evacuated.
Norfolk Southern is responsible for this problem. We fully expect them to live up to what the CEO committed to me, and that is that they will pay for everything. If they don't, we've got an attorney general here and that will file a lawsuit. So, look, they're responsible for this. They did it. This is the impact on this community is huge.
The fiery wreck almost 2 weeks ago, filmed on amateur video, saw 38 freight cars jump the rails near the town of East Palestine, Ohio. At least 10 of those carried dangerous chemicals like vinyl chloride. It's a highly flammable compound and is carcinogenic when inhaled. Crews drained and burned off the toxic chemicals, and residents were told it was safe to return to their homes. DeWine said not enough attention was given to the train with its troubling cargo on board.
Even though some rail cars did have hazardous material on board, and while most of them did not, that's why it was not categorized as a high hazardous material train. Frankly, if this is true, and I'm told it's true, this is absurd, and we need to look at this, and Congress needs to take a look at how these things are handled.
Railroad union officials say they had warned that cost-cutting could lead to a breakdown in safety measures and to accidents like this. Responding to the accusations, Norfolk Southern said in an email that their record is trending safer. Ohio authorities said chemicals had spilled into local waterways, but the governor and state officials played down health risks from pollution to the Ohio River, which 5 million people depend on for drinking water. Tiffany Kavalek is chief of the Surface Water Division of the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency.
The Ohio River is very large, and it's a water body that's able to dilute the pollutants pretty quickly.
State officials said residents near the derailment should only use bottled water as authorities wait for more test results.
Let me bring you some breaking news out of Scotland. Scotland's First Minister Nicola Sturgeon's just announced her resignation after more than 8 years. Sturgeon's been in the position since 2014.
This decision is not a reaction to short-term pressures. Of course, there are difficult issues confronting the government just now, but when is that ever not the case? I have spent almost 3 decades in frontline politics, a decade and a half on the top or second top rung of government. When it comes to navigating choppy waters, resolving seemingly intractable issues, or soldiering on when walking away would be the simpler option, I have plenty of experience to draw on. So if this was just a question of my ability or my resilience to get through the latest period of pressure, I wouldn't be standing here today, but it's not. This decision comes from a deeper and longer term assessment.
We're going to get more on this with Rory Challens in London. Rory, I understand Nicola Sturgeon, in fact, is still carrying on making that statement at the moment. This, in many ways, is an upheaval in Scottish politics. Given the length of time she's been in office, what has she been saying in this statement?
Yeah, you're certainly right about an upheaval. I mean, we're used to, at the moment, aren't we, upheaval in Westminster politics with prime ministers coming and going with a dizzying speed. But north of the border, things have been much, much more stable for many, many years. Nicola Sturgeon, the longest serving First Minister of Scotland. She said that stepping down was a very hard decision to make, but that as a leader, you have to kind of intuitively know when the time is right to make way for someone else. And she thinks that that time is now. She said that there were a couple of questions that she has been asking herself recently. The first of those is carrying on right for me? And the second of them is me carrying on right for the country and right for the party? And she said recently she wasn't so convinced that the answer to both of those questions was yes. She talked about the personal toll that the pressures of the job had been taking on her. She said she wasn't expecting violins for this, but there's only so long, she said, that you can give everything to a job. It takes its toll, and more so recently. She was suggesting the pandemic, she said, was particularly tough. And also she was hinting at perhaps decisions that she's taken, choices that she's made, positions that she holds that aren't necessarily shared by the rest of her party, and that in stepping down she would free the party to choose a new leader and go forward. Now, as for the timeline of that, there will, of course, be a process which is going to start now to choose the next leader of the Scottish National Party, and that Nicola Sturgeon will be staying on in her role until that process is completed. We don't know how long that's going to take, but that's the process that has to be done.
Rory, thank you very much indeed. Rory Challen's bringing us up to date there. Thank you.
Now, scientists in America say they may have developed a drug for use as a contraceptive pill for men. They say it works by temporarily stopping sperm from propelling itself. Now, this drug switches off an enzyme that sperm need to be able to reach an egg to swim and get its way all the way over to an egg. As you can see there, tests done on mice show that the effect is short-lived, with normal function restored within 24 hours. Panic ye not. For more insight on all of this, let's speak to Stephanie Page, who is an endocrinologist and professor at the University of Washington School of Medicine. Thank you so much for joining me and talking to me about this. This is really interesting, and I know very much within the focus of your research as well. You're involved in the development of a male contraceptive pill, also a gel as well. How excited, therefore, are you about what you're hearing today?
I think this is really important work. You know, we've been working towards developing a male contraceptive pill for a number of decades now, and this is really work that's proof of principle that, at least in an animal model, conceptually an on-demand contraceptive pill could be available to men and women in the future.
Now, this might be a silly question, but I'm asking it because I think it's important. How sure do you know that what you see in mice is going to be definitely replicated in humans? Is this going to work for men?
Oh, I think there's quite a bit of work to do to show that. Again, this is exciting work, but we have a long road ahead. This work shows that in mice, in a short period of time, given high doses of this blocker, so to speak, that this can be effective. But translating findings in mice and even in non-human primates to humans has been particularly challenging, and really in the area of reproductive health, even more challenging than in some other areas. So it's really exciting work, but there's quite a lot more to do.
And of course, where does this development stand in terms of protecting against things like sexually transmitted infections, diseases and the like?
There's really nothing here that would suggest that it would protect against that. We're often asked in the field about the relative importance of this relative to condoms, for example, which are obviously a really important part of sexual health. There's a goal of developing what we call dual purpose methods that would be contraceptives and protect against sexually transmitted diseases, particularly HIV. But this particular molecule as a target won't do that. But it could potentially be coupled with something else that might be effective in that area.
Do you think there is demand for a male pill from men?
Absolutely. There's quite a bit of work. There's work sponsored by a variety of agencies and surveys that have been asking men recently if they're interested in contraceptives. And really that response and the response we see in our studies is extremely positive. So I think there's certainly a market here. It's really about creating more choices and, if you will, a contraceptive menu for men so that they can become more engaged in contraception.
How do you, as a sort of science community, how do you get round the fears, the understandable fears that consumers would have around this wearing off, that this isn't affecting their long-term fertility, that this is just a short-term situation?
Yeah, that's really important. You know, developing reversible contraceptive methods for men is really important, and addressing potential side effects. So really that has to be shown in a long range study and a long-term study. And I think it's really important to remember too that every method won't work for every person. And so just like for women, where creating lots of contraceptive choices means that there's more contraceptive engagement, we can expect the same thing from men. So, there's a lot of work to do that would show men that, and their partners, most importantly, that these methods can be effective. But I think that that can be done in the future.
Really interesting. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Stephanie Page, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
You were listening to the WINFM Headline News on 98.9. Our top stories were: Cleone Stapleton Simmons gives her side of the Nevis Reformation Party impasse.
First responders on Nevis participate in emergency medical responder training.
Woman gunned down in Irish town community identified as Dahlia Hanley. Trinidad and Tobago said it is prepared to assist CARICOM countries to develop energy sectors, and Suriname president said his country is open to doing business in the sector as well. Internationally, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine said that Norfolk Southern was responsible for a train derailment in Ohio, where toxic chemicals were released and nearly 2,000 residents evacuated. Thank you for listening.
That was the WINFM Headline News. The Headline News is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, KDP Enterprises, Carib Brewery, the ICDF Taiwan Technical Mission, and NHC.
The Taiwan Technical Mission, in collaboration with the Department of Environment, continues to seek the partnership of the public in this recycling initiative. Collect and bring your plastic bottles, metal and aluminum cans at any of our collection points in St. Kitts and Nevis. In St. Kitts, visit us at Buckley's across the road from Best Buy Supermarket, in Dieppe Bay on the lawn westward of the football playing field, and in the vicinity of Connery Roundabout. In Nevis, the collection points are Old Artisan Village, Big Six, Delta Petroleum, and X-Petrol. Do visit our Facebook and Instagram pages called Let's Recycle in St. Kitts and Nevis and Department of Environment, St. Kitts, for more information on the collection schedule for these recycling points. In St. Kitts, you can call the Department of Environment at 466-8535, and for Nevis, call Nevis Solid Waste Management at 869-469-1762. Let's recycle in St. Kitts and Nevis as we work towards establishing a more friendly place.
With over a century of perfection behind the Mackeson name, a smooth blend with perfect balance and richness, it's no wonder Mackeson Triple Stout has a legacy of perfection. Enjoy the world over. Introducing our new look with the same great taste. Mackeson. All hail the king.
Please drink responsibly.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive
active on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com. When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Dalil Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
NHC is helping you to pay less in 2023. Having difficulties keeping up to date with your mortgage? Make an appointment to speak with your account manager today and learn how you can pay less. Our refinancing program will give you the opportunity to pay as low as $300 a month. Call us 466-4701 or visit our office at East Park Range. Pay less. Worry less with NHC refinancing program that's designed with you in mind. Offer valid from February 1st to June 30th.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
It's 12:37 and we return for the second half of Voices. And this segment sponsors our Development Bank and Hosford's.
The Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis is now online, providing simple and convenient services to pay your loan anywhere at any time. It begins with you logging on to our website, www.skndb.com. Click the online payment option, select Request Access, input your personal information, and submit payment. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Yes, we've made it easier for you to pay your loan anytime, anywhere. The Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis, making a sustained positive difference in your life. And guess what? Pay your loan online during the month of February for a chance to win a special prize. So, what are you waiting for? Pay your loan online.
King Ocean, king of the Caribbean seas, announces king-size savings on shipments from Miami to St. Kitts. We have the best service and competitive rates on LCL and FCL cargo, including D&E containers, cars, heavy equipment, buses, boats, and barrels from Miami to St. Kitts. LCL pickup service anywhere in the U.S. Call local agents SL Horseman and Company Limited at 869-465-4086 or 869-662-5008 for further details. King Ocean's king-size savings on shipments from Miami to St. Kitts Nevis. King Ocean, king of the Caribbean seas.
And we're back for the second half of Voices. And Voices Part 2 is brought to you by the Development Bank and Hosford's. And as we told you in the first half, Devon Cornelius is on assignment. and on location at the courthouse in Charlestown as the NRP election petition case unfolds. Of course, elections were held in December, and there were some, let's say, what's the word I'm looking for? Let's call them electoral protests that came out of that election, in which the NRP is questioning the results, and that case unfolds today in Charlestown, as the judge had ruled that the case can be heard in open court. So Devon had promised that he would call back, and give us further updates as they come to hand. So, and we also heard from Cleon Stapleton Simmons in the first half of the show. She did a 27-minute presentation yesterday addressing her provisional suspension from the NRP executive and her subsequent resignation. So there are lots of things on the table to discuss, so you can give me a call at 465-762 and 662-0989 if you want to talk about whatever it is that's on your mind. It could be politics, it could be love. We just celebrated Valentine's Day yesterday, and some of you might have love and romance on your mind. Maybe you might have a comment to make on that. You might have a comment on the recently the recent unfortunate incident that occurred yesterday, in which a security guard at the Irishtown Primary School was caught up collaterally in a shooting and died as a result. Let's go to the phone lines. Voices, you're on the air. Hello, Voices, you're on the air. Okay, we're not getting that. So let's see. Okay, so keep your calls coming. I don't know what happened there, but I did have two calls coming in there. I tried to take one, wasn't successful, and the second call disappeared. So we'll try again, and we'll keep trying. Just keep trying. Lots of things on the table to speak about. Some sad, some not. We've seen in Turkey and Syria the death toll continues to mount in the wake of the earthquakes over there in that region. I think the numbers are somewhere close to 50,000 deaths at this point. What kind of Freudian slip was that? I said $50,000. I wonder what's going on there. Okay, so as I was saying, the death toll is mounting, and there's still, this is day 9, I think, and they're still talking about hearing voices beneath the rubble. So that's, I guess that's a good sign. But yes, there are lots of things to talk about. So please give me a call. I just did my best to get the phones back online. I just re-up the phone, and hopefully we can get some calls coming in. Devon Cornelius, he, like I said, he's on assignment in Nevis. The election petition case is being held today, and he made one report this morning. So I think maybe I should replay that in case anyone missed it. If anyone calls in, happens to call in, I'll be sure to interrupt it and take the call. But here is Devon's report from the first half.
On County for WINFM. So I am here on the island of Nevis at the Theodore L. QC Court building where the election petitions are being heard. 2 election petitions were filed by representatives of the Nevis Reformation Party, Dr. Patricia Bartlett and Ms. Shady Keynes. Dr. Bartlett is challenging the results in the Nevis 2 constituency, whilst Ms. Keynes is challenging the results in the Nevis 1 constituency. The matters are being heard before High Court Judge Justice Patrick Thompson Jr. As it is right now, the lawyers for the petitioners, for the petitioner, Ms. Keynes, are arguing that her petition was filed within the 21-day window, and they counted specific dates. As you know, in the month of December and in January, there were a number of public holidays, such as Christmas Day, New Year's Day, and then there were some holidays that were declared by the government, and of course they counted the holiday after the election. And so they argue that within the 21 days, actually on the 21st day, the lawyers on the other side argue that the case was not filed within the 21-day window.
Devon, I wonder if you can back up. And there was we kind of lost you there for a bit. I think probably transmission reception problems.
Uh-oh.
So if you can go back, yeah, I'm hearing you loud and clear. If you can go back where you were talking about the lawyer's arguments concerning the holidays, so you could go from there, because that's where it kind of went after that. It kind of went.
As I was saying, the lawyers for the petitioner, Ms. J.D. Keynes, argue that her petition was filed in good time, as the lawyers opposite are saying. Not the lawyers are saying that it was filed within the 21-day window, and they reference the public holidays that were declared by the government. You would recall they had public holidays in December and public holidays in January. The lawyers on the other side are saying no, and so off of their tabulation, they're saying that the petition was filed 1 day late, and so that is not a matter being discussed.
Okay, the last thing I heard before you fell into a black hole again, you said the lawyers were arguing that the petitions were filed 1 day late. So go from there. You went into a black hole there for a sec again.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No problem.
I don't understand why it's falling out. So yes, arguing that it was filed, the lawyers for the other side. However, the lawyers for the petitioner, Ms. Keynes, argue that it was filed within the 21-day window because of the holidays. Are you hearing me clearly?
Yes, I am.
All right. So that is the first. The other issue is whether the court has the jurisdiction to throw out the strike applications, because what is happening now is that they are hearing whether or not these applications be thrown out, strike out. And so that is now the other conversation or argument being had as it is right now. I stepped out of the court to give this update, so I don't have much information on that I just mentioned, but I'll be heading back in shortly to get more information, and I will provide a more detailed report in the second hour of the Voices program. But in a nutshell, the case is ongoing, and they're arguing whether or not it was within the correct time, whether it be 21 days or 22 days. Because of the holidays, they're arguing that, the holidays, public holidays, that it's within the 21-day window.
Yeah, I get you. I get that. Okay. Well, I really appreciate it. I know you said you're going to head back inside. So what's your sense? Do you get any sense as to perhaps, sometimes lawyers kind of well, I was going to say tell on themselves, but I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, if you remember when we had the Privy Council story, you kind of knew where it was going to go based on the questions that the Privy Council judges asked. So, were you able to get a sense of, at least just your sense of where things might be going? Or is it?
It is hard to say. I think both sides are presenting sound arguments, and they are referencing parts of the Constitution and the National Assembly Elections Act. And so I would say that it's hard to react this because both sides are really presenting sound arguments. I would say it is now in the hands of the court, it is now in the hands of the judge to decide whether or not that particular case was filed within the time. You would notice that I did not mention the case with Dr. Patricia Bartlett. The lawyers did not seek to challenge whether or not her case was filed within good time. I think that's an issue related to that one. But I can't see where it will go. It is too early to say.
Okay, I figured. Okay, so I'm going to let you go back inside. Okay, that was Devon Calinas. Thanks, Devon. Really appreciate it. At least we, on this side of the channel, have a grasp on what's unfolding over there. We await more from you later on in the afternoon. Okay,
right,
Devon.
I'm heading right now, and I'll call you in the second hour.
Okay, great.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Horseroads Building and Nevis Centers are making lawn and garden easy. Come to Horseroads Building and Nevis Center now and get 25% off store-wide on our entire lawn and garden department. Yes! For the months of February and March, Horseroads Building Center and Nevis Center is making improving your lawn and garden easy with 25% off all garden supplies, garden equipment, garden accessories, including weed eaters, lawnmowers, and much more. Get 25% off all lawn and garden items happening now at Horseroads Building Center in St. Kitts and Nevis. Horseroads Building and Nevis Centers, making home improvement easy.
The Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis is now online, providing simple and convenient services to pay your loan anywhere at any time. It begins with you logging on to our website, www.skndb.com. Click the online payment option, select Request Access, input your personal information, and submit payment. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Yes, we've made it easier for you to pay your loan anytime, anywhere. The Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis, making a sustained positive difference in your life. And guess what? Pay your loan online during the month of February for a chance to win a special prize. So, what are you waiting for? Pay your loan online.
It's 12:53 as we return for the remaining moments of Voices. Of course, Voices ends at 1:30. So if anyone wants to give me a call and talk about any of the topics up for discussion, anything that you think is up for discussion is on the table. It's the day after Valentine's Day. Today is Singles Awareness Day. That's a new observance that started in 2005, I think, in what state was it? Michigan, I think. Did I read Michigan? Or was it Mississippi? Anyways, so that's a new observance that got started. It's the day after Valentine's Day. Got started in 2005. And it's all about remembering, hey, there are single people. Not everyone has someone to love. Some of us are single. Some of us involuntarily so, some of us voluntarily so. And then, of course, there's political intrigue that some of you might want to weigh in on. There's the election petition case happening as we speak in Charlestown. We had the unfortunate death of a security guard at the Irish Town Primary School yesterday afternoon. Lots of things to talk about, lots of things to be concerned about, happy about, sad about, and so on. So the numbers are 466-0989 and 662-0989. Let's see if we can get this call. Caller, go right ahead. Hello? Hi, caller. Okay, looks like we're not in business with that one. So we shall see what happens. So keep your calls coming. And hopefully Devon Cornelius might be able to give us another report before 1:30. So that would bring us up to speed, at least up to that point, vis-a-vis what's going on in the courtroom in Charlestown as the NRP election petition case continues. The judge had lately ruled that the case was going to be held, not in public, but the judge ruled that the case would proceed in public. Let's go back to the phone lines. Okay, let's try this. Hello.
Jamster?
Oh, hey, what's up?
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Okay, Jamster. This is 662. Your other numbers, I don't know what's going on.
Yes,
this is Johnny here.
Yes, okay.
Jamster, I want to touch on something I heard in the midday news on your station about a scientist who claims that they are working on a contraceptive drug for men. Jamster, as much as I am just talking, I want us to pay attention to these happenings. A contraceptive drug for men, Jamster, for men and fertility. That rings a bell in my head, and I'm not even surprised, but I want us to pay attention to this. Now, if they're going to develop a contraceptive drug for men, what race of men are they developing these things for, and why? Because for me, Jamster, there is an agenda. There is an agenda by them. Because you see, Jamster, if you have to look back at all that has happened, the killing of Hueman. Let me repeat that. The killing of Hueman, Jamster, in America, in Europe. And you know the history, Jamster. So if they're going to develop a drug, who are they going to test them on? Who are these pills will be tested on? We have to wake up to these happening and just don't accept. If they now, I don't know if you heard about a Caucasian man who had a heart of a pig implanted into him maybe a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago.
I saw that story. Yeah.
Yes, if they want to, if they want to do these things to themselves, let them go ahead. But I am saying to the black man, globally, we have accepted vaccine, Jamster. And word of mouth that a lot of people who have taken this vaccine, they're coming down with certain side effects. Jamster, this is a war on every scale. Because the recessive race have an expiry date, and with their narcissistic mind and thoughts, Jamster, I don't need to say more. But I'm saying to our people, let us wake up. We have taken a vaccine that they gave to us, And we don't know that the outcome is going to play on our people
something
later down, Jamster.
Yes. Something comes to mind about that pig heart story, which I found very disturbing. I don't know if you realized that the patient died shortly afterwards, and they discovered they discovered that there was an enzyme that was still in the pig's heart that caused the gentleman to die. And what struck me was like, yes, go ahead.
Let us ask ourselves, Jamster. You see, these people have no history of themselves. They desecrated things. They destroy things. They destroy things that are of other race. What we build, they destroy. Because if they had respect for what we have, they wouldn't have destroyed them. Like, we talk about archaeologists. They go around in Europe and in Africa, and they unearth our ancestors. They destroy our temples because they cannot believe that we have structured the pyramids, our temples, our Timbuktu that they destroyed, and now they have take ownership of what they stole. Jamster, I am saying to us as a collective, let us wake up. Thank you for hearing me.
Yes, thank you. The case I was making, the point I was trying to make, Journey, you made a good point. The point I was trying to make, you talked about the vaccines, and that's what jogged my memory, is the fact that the kind of incompetence that obtains, where here you have a pig heart being implanted into a patient, and you haven't done your laboratory homework to the degree that you know that there's still some pathogen. I think it was either a virus or an enzyme that reacted with the man's system and killed him, and they didn't realize apparently it was supposed to have been gone from the pig's heart, and it wasn't. So to your point, there is a lot of incompetence, and incompetence is a mild word in my book to describe that kind of thing, where you go as far as implanting a pig's heart in a man, and it turns out all of the laboratory homework that was supposed to be done wasn't done. And so you kind of understand the suspicion some people have about the vaccines, because you always hear these stories after the fact about, we didn't realize that this was going to happen, or they rush things to market, and as a result of rushing things to market, you have some unfortunate outcomes. And then you consider the fact that you really had things rushed to market, vaccines rushed to market because of COVID, because of, time being of the essence and all that. So that makes the chance of things going wrong even higher. Back to the phone lines. Voices, you're on the air. Hello, Voices, you're on the air. Hello. Okay, so I don't know if that person hung up or what, but you can give me a call back. Okay, it's 3 minutes after 1 o'clock. I may as well take the break. Our sponsors are Development Bank and Hosfords.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
The Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis is now online, providing simple and convenient services to pay your loan anywhere at any time. It begins with you logging on to our website, www.skndb.com. Click the online payment option, select Request Access, input your personal information, and submit payment. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Yes, we've made it easier for you to pay your loan anytime, anywhere. The Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis, making a sustained positive difference in your life. And guess what? Pay your loan online during the month of February for a chance to win a special prize. So, what are you waiting for? Pay your loan online.
Here are your Horseless Value Mart IG Value Club Valentine's specials.
Running February 9 to the 22nd.
Our Value Club Blue Tag specials. IGA and Essential Everyday Honey Beer, $15.99. Quaker Granola Bars, just $11.99. Or Ida Fries, $18.99. Breyers Premium Ice Cream, $26.99. Tide Liquid Detergent, $34.99. Suavitel Fabric Softener, just $19.99. And now, our very low weekly
value deals. Post honey bunches of oats, $12.99. Snack pack puddings, $5.99. IG and Essential Everyday Cream Cheese, $6.49. Welch's Grape Juices, $15.99. Mr. Clean Liquid Cleaner, $12.99. Dial Liquid Hand Soap, $5.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí a Value Mart.
It's 5 minutes after 1 o'clock, and we go straight back to the phone lines. Voices, you're on the air.
Star.
Hi. Hi, go right ahead. Yeah, I did. Hi, Isaiah. How are you doing?
all right. Good. We come in after 12, so clear something. So you understand that you can't play something, you can hear it, right?
I'm having a little trouble. You sound a little muffled. Is it, I don't know. You sound a little muffled. I can't.
Let me talk a bit now, because I hold on a time. Let me try before we get in. You said that me come in after lunch.
Yeah.
So me just me hear when they're wrapping up with the news, and then me hear you say the clear. So me ask if the clear on clip sharp enough that you could.
Oh no, it was 27 minutes.
Oh, that's a long.
Yeah, 27 minutes.
Okay. But I'm not chill. No, I'm not chill. Just say what she say. Just not.
Well, she laid out some of the things that were going on internally with the NRP and why she's opposed to, why she's opposed to their take on her wanting to be the head of the party and so on. Yes, it's kind of a lot. And, there's an election petition case happening in Nevis today as well. There was a local... Yes.
Just be clear on me. Now I'm not sure what she actually is. Just give me the...
To be honest, I didn't. When you have a job like this...
That's why she not sign the paper. That's what she said.
Yes, but I didn't really get to listen all of it because, when you do a job like this, you're multitasking. In 27 minutes, I was doing a whole bunch of other things while she was speaking, knowing that at some point someone was gonna distill it down to the key points. But basically, she was provisionally suspended by the party, and she basically came out. Yes.
But me just want to know if something unique that not here. That me not hear. Me just listen to she a Wednesday night. Me listen to she tonight.
Oh, I should tell you, she will be on. She may be on WINNFM tomorrow morning on Island T. So you can listen out for that.
She does the program tonight. So I'm gonna listen to she.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, she does the program tonight. But what is the jam, right? You there? Dan?
Yes, I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay, yeah. Now, what I say, as I listen to she coming down, that's why I know there's something new to come with. Because she couldn't on the line there. The people that she was really making sense, she not signing the paper. The point about it, signing the paper are just four in the parliament, one have to back one. To the leader. Right? She says, she declares, she hand and said that the leader is not questionable. That's what she says. So then I'm able to sign the paper. Then now, if you ever go on now to say now that we have to get one hand of choosing the senator. But I want to hold different story. But then again, what the Constitution says, if the leader are the one who is supposed to choose the senator. That's what the case again. You see, so that's what I just want to know. Just come with something different to this argument.
Well, one of the things she did was she referenced the Constitution and so on in building her case for why she was opposed to what the leader of the party wanted to do. So that was, she was using the Constitution and so on. But yeah, it's...
We use the Constitution many times. Even that, sometimes we mix the Constitution and the Federation Constitution. The Constitution now you're dealing with there now, right? Okay, so the one now that she was dealing with, and the party no more because they're inside the parliament. You're sitting at the federal now. You get that?
Yeah.
Right, because parties stop the polling board, people still continue this party business and government. Because when you reach the polling board and you don't vote, parties stop there, And then now you go on to government, you handle the island administration. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Right. Anyway, James, I try to call you the day or the election, and no success. Yeah.
Yeah, this happens.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Touch base.
Yes. Okay. And you can always call Cleon tomorrow. You seem to like her.
No, this is the Jamster. During the whole election, me actually it is before them, You get that?
Yes.
Yeah, because the people leave this they call in and then we just then we have on radio. So every one of them, if you understand the thing, right? I'm asking about the Constitution, different things and so forth.
Yes.
They know me. If we not call in one time, they call me tomorrow, going to make me done with them, and so forth and so.
Yeah.
Call them up, so forth and so forth. So when we say now, we do a claim, me not really back up claim. Back up claim, one. You so close, but so far. I know, looking at the petition case, you don't know what to do. The government can just sit around, You understand it? And now you're in trouble because of some personal, you're supposed to have personal stuff. I shouldn't do that kind of stuff. When you represent people, you put the people first.
Yep.
You want people that, if you want to do that, you should go back to the Constitution and the town hall meeting and find out if you can do that. So you never do that with oneself because what happened now is not parliament. You don't even do that before the election, because you're waiting for the election, then everything goes. No, that can't be right.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for your call, Isaiah. Okay, great. Yeah, that's our friend here from Montserrat. It's 1:14. So we await your calls, and Devon was supposed to call at some point. I was hoping that he would call before the show wraps. We have about 16 minutes left, and I guess everyone is curious to know the outcome for these election petitions. I don't know if everything's going to be wrapped today or if it's going to be multiple days, but we await the result. Whether that gets wrapped up today, whether it gets wrapped up tomorrow, or it takes a few more days, we will find out in time. So keep the calls coming, 466-0989, 762-0989, and 662-0989. Lots of things to talk about. I'm actually surprised at how reticent everyone is about addressing some of these topics. Good and bad, is anyone concerned about the trend lines we're seeing with violent crimes and deaths that have occurred since the start of the year? I mean, it's February 15 and we're already up to, I think it's murder number 4. It could be worse. I mean, St. Vincent is up to murder number 7. Not saying I'm not trying to say that one's better than the other, but clearly both cases are alarming. It's alarming to Vincentians. What's going on in St. Vincent is alarming to all of us, not just St. Vincentians. What's going on in St. Kitts Nevis is alarming to all of us as well. And there's a lot to talk about, so you can come back on the other side. It's 1:16. I'm going to go take the break, and we'll hear from our sponsors, Hosfords and Development Bank.
Found the sound, 98.9
The Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis is now online, providing simple and convenient services to pay your loan anywhere at any time. It begins with you logging on to our website, www.skndb.com. Click the online payment option, select Request Access, input your personal information, and submit payment. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Yes, we've made it easier for you to pay your loan anytime, anywhere. The Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis, making a sustained positive difference in your life. And guess what? Pay your loan online during the month of February for a chance to win a special prize. So, what are you waiting for? Pay your loan online.
Supermarket shoppers understand that convenience matters. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, we know that price matters most. Ample parking and the widest variety matter. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, we know that price matters most. Clean, spacious aisles and the highest level of customer service all matter. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, price matters most. We've renewed our commitment to guarantee the lowest prices in the Federation. Why? Because we understand that in this tough economic environment, price matters most. Shop smart. Shop Value Mart, where price matters most. Farms Estate Nevis and Wellington Road, St. Kitts.
Price matters most.
Well, we're now entering the final 12 minutes of Voices, and this would be a good time to make your voice heard. Make your voices heard. Give us a call and weigh in on some of the issues of the day. Many issues to choose from. It's up to you. You can give us a call and we can talk about anything you want. There was a story I saw earlier which I wanted to share. I was going to leave it for tomorrow morning, but I think maybe I could mention it. It was concerning agriculture. Let me see, about the import bill, about the CARICOM import bill dropping by 57%, but and the country cited St. Kitts Nevis was not among them. I'm looking for it. Let me see. Where is it? I thought it was interesting, but as often happens, a lot of these stories and St. Kitts Nevis is always seems to be not in the loop or on the periphery. We were not mentioned. A lot of these key stories. It's like I was seeing this story earlier about an airline called Intercaribbean, which said they're expanding their coverage of the Caribbean, but once again, St. Kitts Nevis is not included. They talked about Antigua and St. Martin and Barbados. St. Kitts Nevis not included. I saw this story about CARICOM. CARICOM reducing the food import bill by 57%. Once again, St. Kitts Nevis not included in the list. So I'm trying to find the story. I wonder if they took the story down. Let me see. I'm looking for it. But so in the meantime, let me hear your calls. I'm gonna share this story with you guys. I don't know if you guys, maybe you guys have been, maybe you're listening to the. I don't know if I don't know if the court case is perhaps being. Well, I don't think so. But you guys are clearly preoccupied today. It must be post Valentine bliss, because no one is interested in talking about anything that doesn't have anything to do with love, I guess. So I'm looking for this story, this import bill story. I mean, it's like disappeared. I wonder if they took it down. Let's see. Okay. And there's a story here about Grenada sending Haitian nationals to Trinidad and Tobago. Apparently some Haitian tourists, apparently they were just visiting, showed up at the Grenada airport, and they declined to allow them to enter the country, and had them returned to Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm assuming Trinidad and Tobago was probably where they came from, or maybe that was the connecting flight. So sometimes you get these stories written and you're wondering, well, this story doesn't really make sense. You get the sense that something is being left out. So it says that a group comprising 7 women and 8 men ranging between the ages of 20 and 40 had arrived in Grenada as tourists and had not sought refugee status or political asylum. In fact, I think the story mentioned that they said they were tourists and they weren't allowed entry into Grenada. They were sent back to Trinidad and Tobago. So the minister said, the Grenada minister said, if you are not a citizen of Grenada and you come to Grenada, you can only be staying at a hotel for at least one night unless you have a friend or family. And in the absence of friends or family, it means that you have to be able to afford a hotel at least for one night. So they did not allow them to enter the country. Yes. And yes, so there's that story. And it seems as though they took down the food import bill story, the CARICOM food import bill story. Okay, I was just getting a call. Hello, caller.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jamster.
Hey, what's up?
I'm good, man.
Nice you could call.
Yeah, man. Here, look, me partner with him, man. Oh, Isaiah.
Yes.
Long time I hear him.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing as well.
I just hear you say that yesterday was love there or something like that. These are my words. And nobody's saying nothing about love today. But you forget Sparrow sing a song say, no money, no love. The people ain't got no money, so they can't talk about love.
Yeah, but that's a kind of cynical take, isn't it?
Well, anyway, let's hear this now.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Here is a saying since I was a little boy, that when you are a child, you act as a child. When you become a big man, you put away childish things. So that means when you are a child,
you cannot give consent to certain things. But when you become a big man, you're supposed to be able to control your decision, what you would like to do to you, or what you would not want them to do to you. As simple as that. When you become an adult, you ain't supposed to lean up and say, well, them set of people, oh, they got me, so they got us, so they got who, so. They are big people, and you are big people too. So therefore, big people are supposed to be able to make their own decision. Nobody could come and go and put an operation to put something in your belly unless you give consent for that. So they could try all they want. If you don't want to take it, you don't take it. Simple as that. Well, I'm waiting to hear the results of the case in Nevis, and I will hear it this evening on WINNFM.
Yes, you most certainly will.
I definitely will hear it.
Okay.
And you know, WINNFM journalists, they remind me of when we had this guy here from Down Challengers. I don't remember what his name, but he was what you call an on-the-street journalist.
Okay.
Anything happen, he on the spot, he right there.
Culture, I want to take another call.
Okay.
I don't, yeah. I'm
And
so
he
sorry.
breaking news.
Okay, great.
Right.
Voices, you're on the air. Hello, Voices, you're on the air. Okay, so I don't know, maybe that person is having trouble getting in on that line. So I did find that story. CARICOM countries on target to reducing food import bill. Really? So it says CARICOM countries have been able to achieve 57% of the target to reduce the $5 billion regional food import bill by 25% by 2025. Okay, let's go back to the phone lines. Voices, you're on the air. Hello, Voices, you're on the air. Okay, so we're not getting anything on that line. So back to the story. Data issued by the CARICOM Ministerial Task Force on Food, the MTF, on food production and food security showed products such as cocoa, dairy, meat, root crops, fruits, and poultry have already reached an average of 70% of the targeted production volume set for the year 2025. Moreover, countries such as Guyana, Belize, Barbados, TNT, Dominica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Suriname, Dominica, and Jamaica have made significant advances in the production of commodities. Such as, okay, there's no one there. Voices, you're on the air. Hello, Voices. Okay, so yeah, no luck with that. So I was saying a whole bunch of countries, excluding St. Kitts Nevis, have made significant advances in the production of commodities such as ginger, turmeric, corn, soybean, root crops, fruits, cocoa, poultry, meat, fish, table eggs, and dairy. So that's good to know. But St. Kitts is excluded. Why is that? Voices, we're on the air. Hello, Voices, you're on the air.
Yes.
Hello.
Did you get the impression that Queen Skipton had actually said that she had resigned?
That's a good question. Because that's what I was told before I heard the clip. And I didn't really hear the whole clip because I had a lot of other things to do. But
I didn't hear her say that she had actually resigned. It sounded like if she's actually resigning, why would she be challenged? She sounded like she was going to challenge
exactly
some of the things that the executive
she certainly, certainly.
It didn't make any sense. She either resigned or she hasn't.
Yes, certainly challenging the provisional suspension. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, because
I wish that would have been cleared up, and if you get the chance.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
If she can be persuaded to come out with an exact statement of intent.
Yes.
And let the people know exactly what she's trying to do, because that certainly was not clear in the, although it was lengthy, it was not clear in the statement that she presented. As a matter of fact, for a national address, I found it was overly concerned with personalities, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just a continuance of the airing of party dirty laundry in public, so to speak.
Yes.
Which for a national address, I don't know.
Yes,
I'm not
I
sure
agree.
that was appropriate.
Yes.
But anyway, I guess we'll see how that develops.
Yes,
With
we
regard to
will.
the question you asked about the upsurge in crime, it would be interesting to see, although I understand what you said about not making comparisons with other islands. It would be interesting to see if it's part of a general upsurge in the region as well. Because there's that school of thought that basically says because we had all these restrictions on the COVID, things were pretty much kept under control. Okay, and what we should not do is put this in the realm of politics. I've heard, for instance, Sean Richards saying things like, well, as long as there's a Labour government in, you're going to expect an upsurge in crime. I think that was an unfortunate and an irresponsible thing to say, especially in light of the fact that this last shooting, an innocent victim seemed to have been involved, okay, which suggests that all of us are at risk. And so it's us against the criminals, whoever they are, all right? And we should not contaminate or confuse that with any kind of politics, you know. Everybody, we should all realize that it's done against us. And all of us should pretty much unite to form, to get some kind of solution to this. It also suggests that although some people might feel that it was working, the peace, whatever it was in the first place, nobody could have articulated exactly what this peace was on paper, okay? And it suggests that the fact that there is an upsurge suggests that it really wasn't working and that the root cause of the problem has not been addressed, okay? And so I would expect that over time that in fact would happen, because as it was, whatever it was unsustainable to be paying groups of people not who apparently weren't recorded, paying them to keep the peace. I mean, how much longer would that have to continue? There may be young men now, but would this continue up into their 30s, 40s, 50s? Will they be recruiting new people to be on this government ladder? You know, it just was not sustainable. So obviously something has to be done to rectify the situation, you know, to normalize the situation, so to speak. Okay?
Yes.
And it was unfortunate that during the respite that we had, whether it was because of COVID or because you know, the gangs were quiet because they were getting paid, if that was in fact what was being done, we should have used that to try to solve the problem, you know, dismantle gangs, put more effort into reintegrating them into existing social safety nets. Those kinds of things, making sure that there's an amnesty for guns, even about that program for guns, because obviously there are guns still on the street. Making sure that we get information, intelligence on how we got these guns in the first place, you know, the source of them and that sort of thing. Okay, and really being much further ahead in terms of arriving at an overall solution. Right? So I hope that it is really just a short upsurge and it's not something that's extended. It's interesting that it just seems to happen at the start of the year. because the government has been in power for at least 6 months, 6, 7, 8 months, whatever it is. Okay? And it's only now that this is happening. They're going to find that strange.
Yes, that did cross my mind. But yeah.
You know, but in the final analysis, we don't want this to continue. I would hope that the government would not look at this as just as trying to find a solution on their own, but would also use the experience of the past government in trying to find out exactly what they did, how they operated the program, because all that is necessary if we are to improve it. Okay, nobody for sure wants an upsurge, and we should not pull the rug from under these people who are involved in the peace, as we know it. Okay, the little that we know, and so in order to help them grow, there has to be some kind of normalization as to what kind of assistance they can receive, including monetary assistance, if that is necessary. But you can't just have an open-ended policy where nobody knows, it's top secret, and only 1 or 2 people know what's really going on. You know, that's not a recipe for success, I don't think. Okay, so let's get some movement on that and really come to a permanent solution on this gang thing, because neither the gangs are sustainable or the type of assistance that we're giving currently to them, neither is that sustainable as well. So some happy medium has to be sought somewhere in between there to end the situation.
I agree.
Okay, now.
Okay. And I think you're more than made up for all the calls we didn't get. Okay, so it's 1:36, so we're gonna wrap up voices at this point. It's unfortunate we weren't able to take as many calls as we would have liked. But then I noticed people started calling much later than usual. So I don't know. I don't know if part of the problem was that the network wasn't connecting the calls, but there's always going to be the next time. So that's going to do it for this edition of Voices. This half was brought to you by the Development Bank and Hosford. So this is Jamster signing off on Voices.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is WIN FM.
Breathe easy. With the holidays just over and lots of fun spent on holiday supplies, activities and gifts, how are your finances? If your answer wasn't favorable, TDC Financial Services is here to help you breathe easy. Up to $40,000 unsecured to consolidate your loans and even get a little something in your hand. No need to worry. Visit our social media pages or call 465-6516 or 469-5430 to learn more on how you can breathe easy with TDC Financial Services Limited. Terms and conditions apply.
Muscle when the party start to swing. Muscle, we gon' mash up everything. Muscle, tell the DJ start to play one.